Jeremy by Pearl Jam is considered to be one of grunge's most iconic songs. With dark lyrics and a very controversial and dark music video, its legacy has forever been cemented in the annals of rock. However, the inspiration for this song comes from a very tragic story involving a teenage boy bringing a gun to school and shooting himself in front of his students and teacher in class. This is the story of Jeremy Deli, the inspiration behind Pearl Jam's Jeremy. Jeremy Wade Deli was born on February 10, 1975 in Murray, Callaway County, Kentucky, to parents Joseph and Wanda Deli. At around the time he turned 4, the family moved to the suburb in Dallas called Garland, many states away. His early childhood wasn't easy, as by the age of 5 in 1979, his parents had separated and a year later would sell their home in divorce. Jeremy and his sister's mom would gain full custody of the children. Jeremy was a gifted child, often created incredibly detailed art, which once had won him first place at the Texas State Fair back in 1982. He was also said to be a fantastic drummer. Jeremy was described as being a gifted yet troubled kid, someone who would get himself into numerous situations and would lie often about even the most mundane of things. This most likely being the result of his tumultuous home life. He failed the 7th grade in 1988 and had to repeat that year. By 1990, he started living with his father Joseph and had a girlfriend named Nancy. When the two broke up, he attempted to take his own life by taking pills, resulting in him going to the hospital and then being sent to the Timberlawn Psychiatric Hospital in Dallas, Texas. The next time he attempted to take his own life was when he was sent to a church retreat and climbed up a cliff and threatened to jump. Counselors were notified and they talked to Jeremy, and the incident went unreported to Timberlawn. Once he was released, he went to Nancy's house in his father's car and threatened to shoot himself, and once again he was sent back to Timberlawn. Once back at the facility, he met Michelle, who was a patient there, and the two got into a relationship. However, it would only last 3 months, as Jeremy was apparently released due to his insurance running out. In October of 1990, he'd be enrolled in Richardson High School, and within the first 2 months, his locker would be searched 3 times. Whiteout, a deer leg, and a book titled Cults That Kill were found. He was also overheard telling other students that he wanted to shoot himself. It was reported to the school counselor. Things would only get worse from here. He stole $50 from a cash box at a basketball game, allegedly threatened 2 teachers, and had skipped school. This placed him on school suspension. He was arrested for the theft, and the police recommended that he be placed on ISS until he received further treatment and be patted down occasionally. At around Christmas, he told his ex-girlfriend that he received a gun, when in reality he never did. On January 6, 1991, Michelle told Jeremy that she was pregnant, although the child wasn't his. He offered to help raise the child, stating that he'd die for her. She called his mom to tell her about what he had said. She later told police that she felt like his mom didn't take those words seriously. After a counseling session the next day, Jeremy walked to his dad's girlfriend's house, paged his dad to let him know that he was there, and stole a gun from his dad's girlfriend's bedroom. On the morning of January 8, 1991, Jeremy called Nancy and told her that he would be moving away and to wait for him. Instead of going straight to ISS like he'd usually go, he went to the commons area and gave 2 girls he knew 2 items. A ring that he stole from his dad's girlfriend, and an envelope addressed to Nancy. This was because he wouldn't be there after school to give it to her himself. He had to get a pass from the office stating that he could be readmitted into regular classes after being in ISS. He left the classroom to go to his locker, and according to various reports had said, "Miss, this is what I've been looking for." He pulled out the gun and shot himself in the mouth in front of his teacher and 30 students. Students, teachers, and faculty were all collectively horrified at what just happened. Jeremy was pronounced dead on arrival. Students were held for 2 hours before they could phone call their parents and go home. The autopsy report had came back and it showed that there was nothing in Jeremy's system. When the parents were asked about how they felt, they both had said that they were, quote-unquote, in a fog. The story was so shocking that it ended up making the news. Eddie Vedder, frontman of Pearl Jam, would catch wind of this specific story and use it as lyrical inspiration, as well as inspiration for the music video for the famous song Jeremy. This story is tragic and will always be tragic because of the fact that it could have been prevented. Because of the fact that people were turning a blind eye to some obvious red flag behavior, such as the amount of times he threatened to end his life, then he would still be here had they properly gotten him the help he needed. I want each of you guys to do me a favor. Go check up on somebody you love because you don't know what someone else is going through. But outside of that, thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay snazzy, folks.